What's up, Karizzma crew? This is your captain speaking. We're just a few days away from the release of Season 5 of Halo Infinite, so let's talk about what we can expect. While I think it's good for us to keep pushing the game to get better, I also think it's important to keep realistic expectations. 343 has been doing a great job lately at constantly updating and providing new content like a true live service game, but it's safe to say we most likely won't be getting all the things we discuss in this video, at least not at the start of the season. Also, warning if you're not into leaks, I will be covering some leaks in this video. The leak title of Season 5 seems to be called Reckoning.
Look out! The Reckoning!
Which I guess if we were still getting multiplayer narrative updates would mean some kind of payoff to the pandemonium caused by Iratus in Season 4. This aligns with the rumors that Firefight will be the focus of Season 5, which is a huge deal because fans of PvE content haven't received anything since the initial launch of the campaign. Speaking of Firefight, if you think back to the campaign and try to recall the one time we had to hold out in a particular section and fight waves of enemies, you know, like a firefight, do you guys recall what that level was called? Ding ding ding. That's right, it was called the House of Reckoning, which again aligns with the name of the season. I think it's safe to expect that section of the map for the firefight mode. Whether or not we will get any other maps, we'll just have to wait and see. Some other rumors and leaks suggest that Firefight in Infinite will also have a revive feature, like the one in Attrition or Elimination. So that's an interesting twist on the game mode. Historically, we just had limited lives. Good news if you're a fan of Skull multipliers, Skulls are also rumored to return in Infinite's version of Firefight. There were also more leaked details on waves of enemies, but I won't really get into that. You can pretty much expect almost every enemy from the campaign to show up. I do wonder if we'll get campaign bosses though. Next, let's talk about the rumored maps. First is Prism. We've heard leaks about this map for a long time now, and it seems to be some sort of cave where they mine the needles used in the needler weapon. Super cool aesthetic and very different looking from the rest of Infinite's map pool, so I'm pretty excited to give this one a try. The next map is called Forbidden, and it seems to have a similar aesthetic to Forest. Along with those two maps, we will also receive two new Forge canvases. The first is Permafrost with a snowy terrain. I know a lot of people have been asking for a snowy canvas, so I'm excited to see what forgers are able to put together. Sidewinder maybe? The other Forge canvas is called Barrage, which looks almost exactly like the beginning of the Halo Reach mission, The Package. Alright, next let's talk about the sandbox. To be frank, we haven't really gotten as many updates to the sandbox in the past, at least not as many changes as other elements of the game, so I am skeptical of how many of these we will actually get. Nonetheless, the first rumored weapon is called the Mutilator. Love the name, by the way. It's a more classic style double barrel shotgun with a little twist because it has a mini gravity hammer attached to it. I imagine those that love to melee right after firing the shotgun will love this one. The other weapon rumored to be coming in Season 5 is the Bandit Evo, which from the name just seems to be a variant of the Bandit rifle to maybe have in Husky Raid or Super Fiesta. I'm not sure how it will differentiate from the original Bandit rifle. It could be a faster rate of fire or maybe a scope, which now that I think about it is just basically the original DMR. Fans of BTB might finally be getting a new vehicle, as the Falcon is also rumored to be added in Season 5 of Halo Infinite. Could be cool, as I always wanted to see the Falcon take on the Wasp. And then in terms of equipment, there are two pieces of equipment that are rumored. The first is called the Repair Field, which is basically the regeneration field from Halo 3 and Halo 4. It's always fun to see more team-based equipment that can be beneficial to multiple members of the team. The second is called Stasis Field, which basically is like a black hole that pulls in everyone and everything into the center of its radius. If you guys remember, it's basically how the weapon variant of Halo 5's plasma pistol, Void's Tear, functioned. I could see it being really fun trapping players into the field or pulling someone out of cover. I'm looking forward to experimenting with it. Regarding game modes, we could potentially get two new game modes in Season 5. The first is Assault, which if you're not familiar is a one-sided objective game type where the team on offense tries to plant a bomb into the enemy team's base, while the team on defense tries to protect their base and then they switch for multiple rounds. The other game mode is Extraction, which is where a designated point is set up around the map and your team must, extract that point and then hold it for the designated period of time. If the enemy is able to take over and convert that point, then they must hold it for the designated period of time. The team only scores a point once they've both extracted the point and held it for the full time. Both are really fun game modes. I especially loved Extraction in Halo 4 and genuinely think it's one of those really underrated game types that we never saw come back, along with Ricochet Ricochet and Dominion. Hopefully we get those two back as well. Next up is the main menu. Every season we see a slight change in the background of the main menu, and according to the leaks, next season is no different. In fact, it's probably going to be the most changes we've gotten since the launch of the game. I noticed our Spartan is now standing a lot closer than previous seasons, and initially I thought he was standing in front of what looks like the map Forest, but then I thought since the rumored map Forbidden looks so similar to Forest, it might just be Forbidden. The challenges are now also fully displayed on the right without accessing a sub-menu, and it seems you can mark a playlist as your favorite so you can just go ahead and play. Just to avoid any misunderstanding, this is not a match composer like MCC. It's simply marking a playlist as your favorite for easy access when playing. Although many people, myself included, would have preferred a match composer like MCC, there is no denying that it does make the menu look a lot cleaner. A new season generally means a new armor core. It doesn't look like we have much information about what armor core we'll be getting in season 5. 343 seems to have been much more careful than before in keeping it under wraps. I'm excited to see what we get though, but what are you guys most looking forward to in season 5? Let me know in the comments down below. If you enjoyed the video, Superman punch that like button and subscribe for more Halo content. I'll see you guys in the next one.
Subscribe to Kaptain Karizzma.